I'm all set.
Welcome to another episode of Brothers Arguing Sports. I'm Zav. Across the Zoom is TD. And we've also got Niles. And we're going to spend the next 4 minutes answering a very simple question. What did you think of Victor Wembanyama's Summer League debut? Niles, you go first.
I was semi-impressed. I think he showed good flashes on the offensive end with his passing and his ball handling skills. I think he could have finished a bit stronger. And then defensively, I think that was very impressive. I think that's where he stood out the most.
All right, so you think stud on defense, semi-impressive on offense. TD, you agree with him?
I think listen, you take a bird's eye view, the general consensus, it was underwhelming. People were considering the hype and everything. It was generally an underwhelming performance. This guy was supposed to be this, this just monstrous figure. Now, there were some positives and negatives, though. Right out of the gate, I was really impressed with things he can do as a big that usually you can't. He can dribble. 7'5" guys can't dribble, Zah.
I got to stop you right there. That was a negative because to me, he was dribbling at the key, and the shorter guards were just stripping him.
Yeah, no.
He's got a lot of double teams.
That was a negative right there.
No, well, Zab, that's different. That's in the post. Yeah, when he backed up and got into the post, he has no post moves. I was going to get to that. He has no post moves. And I'm not saying but I'm thinking of the future. As a 7'5", because people are comparing him to Sean Bradley and Yao Ming, but I'm saying, he's his own person. He's not Tim Duncan. He's not Shaq. He's not Sean Bradley. He's not Yao Ming. And I'm saying these are the unique things about him. He's a 7'5" guy that can actually dribble. So that bodes well for the future. And what really impressed me out of the gate, he has a natural instinct as a playmaker that I really did not expect to see. He does. He made some passes. He goes into so these are things you could work with Wemby.
I get that.
I disagree with both of you. I thought
he is the first play of the game. He made a beautiful pass, and this is probably because he has weak post moves. But once he's in the post, he looks for the pass.
I'll give you that.
Listen, that could be good or bad. But I think it's because he can't finish. But this is a positive that a 7'5" person historically has never been able to do. Is pass. He's a good passer and dribble. You can work with this. He has major weaknesses, though. He is just a bad shooter. Niles, I know you think he's a good shooter. This guy just cannot shoot.
Niles, you want to push back on that?
Yeah, I think the spacing and where he's getting his touches is going to change, and I think that's where he'll get more comfortability. It's all about the reps. This is his first game. We're going to see how he develops his shots and where he plays and fits it in the offense, but the reality is he's not playing with these guys come opening night. And he's going to be playing and featured in a lot of different sets and plays, hopefully. And I think he touches around different areas. And I think he'd work best working on the left side of the court and working on that post up moves.
I think both of you are a little bit too kind to him offensively.
His shot selection was poor. So I'll say that.
No, not Niles. But he was missed Niles. Yeah, that's giving him an out, saying that he just didn't know the guys he was playing with. He bricked him in that when he was shooting alone. He missed every shot. No, but his shots weren't even just bad. This guy, listen, I will say this. Wemby will never be a guy you can rely on late to hit a jumper. He cannot shoot. He's not even just a bad shooter.
TD, let me get in there. I think it was the offense. His mentality, in my opinion, needs to change. You're giving him credit for his dribbling, and I agree. If he's in the post, he could pass. But TD, you mentioned this last time. He's 7'5". Get your butt in the paint and just use your height to shoot over and score.
I agree, but he has zero skill set in the post. None. He can't. Every single time he stumbled, fumbled, got stripped, he fell over, he missed a dunk. It was really bad.
But the mentality.
he's gonna learn to run his offense with facing double teams in due time. This is the NBA. This isn't overseas. Even though they do
Exactly.
trap over there, these are harder double teams, and he's gonna learn to work out of double
Oh,
teams in different spaces.
I agree. He got just the I think the strength and the athleticism and the speed of the league really just took him by surprise yesterday.
But
These
also,
guys, he can't just do these weak little back downs. He's not strong. These guys were just every single time. It just looked really bad. He doesn't know how to use his body yet. He does no go-to post moves. Listen, Tim Duncan has got to work with him. He's got to learn to have
I
a
agree.
5-10-foot game. He needs to develop a 5-foot game, go-to moves with Duncan, and just feed him in the post. This Euro, he's got to ditch his Euro game. It's not. He's going to get nowhere as a jump shooter in this league. He's not going to
that's
get
the point
anywhere.
I was trying to make is the mindset of being this shooter and dribbler. That has to change. So we agree there. Before we finish, I think we all agree, though, we see the potential for the absolute stud on defense.
Yes.
His long arms, his height, he's going to have his hands on blocks, on rebounds. So that, to me, is huge. So if I'm looking at him, not as an all-time great, but just as a defensive stud who'll contribute offensively, the Spurs have their man. And to me, that's a positive.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you got to realize now he's getting killed. People are saying,
who cares what people say, TD? They're going to jump. He's 19 years old.
No, I agree. I don't think that's why I'm saying that's why he'll never be a bust. I have 3 reasons he'll never be a bust. One, he's just awesome defensively. He looks like an alien with his arms like that. And he had 5 blocks. You don't even have to pump him up. The numbers were there. He's got a great mentality. At the end of the game, he's like, listen, I didn't know what I was doing. He didn't fight the criticism. And, he's not, and he can dribble. He's not going to be a bust like these, Sean Bradleys or even Yao Mings, because he can do things they can't. And more reason to get in the post. He can hit free throws. He can hit free throws. So get in the post, get fouled, and hit your free throws.
Niles, last point.
Yeah, I was just about to touch on the free throw point, and the last thing I'll just say about him that I like is, I think his mindset is obviously on the offensive end, it's a little bit poor. He's very aggressive though for a big man, and I like that. And I always respect the guy that'll go up and not afraid to contest any shot at the rim. Yeah, Kai Jones is athletic. He got dunked on. That's gonna happen. He was kind of up on the pick and roll, so that was kind of happen. Once the ball went up in the air, he was kind of dead. But I think his aggressiveness and his mindset on defense, he has good instincts, and I'll stick with that. And he'll get playing time because of that in the Spurs system. I think the defense is going to get you on the court, and they'll take the development from there. And I think Tim Duncan, I agree with John Paul. Having Tim Duncan in his ear is going to be a really big help for him.
All right, guys, good stuff. There's our reaction. We'll talk to you next episode on baseball, basketball, and sports media. See everyone.
Take it easy, boys.